Hello! Today I'll be discussing why a used car is better than a new car. Now, when I go to say that statement, a lot of you are thinking to yourself, there is no way that you could talk me into getting a used vehicle rather than a new vehicle. And I promise you, before the end of the speech, you might think twice. So, the main reason for this discussion is to try to save people a lot of money. I mean, you're about to make the biggest decision in your life and one of the biggest investments in your life as well. And before doing so, a lot of people should think about doing research and thinking to yourself, is a new car really what I need in life right now? Is it something that I could afford, or is a used car a better option? So I'll be taking you through the steps of why a used car is better. Now, I want to give my credibility to the fact that I have had a new car. And it was nice and all, but I wasn't able to do half the things that I'm able to do now with my used vehicle that I have. And especially while growing up, my parents, they were able to do a lot more things as a family. We were able to go camping, and they were able to go to restaurants with themselves. And they were able to just do a lot more things and plan trips. And now they opted for newer vehicles, and they don't do anything anymore. They're not able to do anything because of now they both have monthly payments, and it's just hard. It's especially if you're not made into money and you're not a doctor and you're just an average everyday person. A used car is definitely the way to go, especially if you value life and you want to get out there and do things with your life, and especially if you truly cannot afford a new vehicle. Now, the first thing I want to discuss why a used car is better than a new car is because of depreciation. New cars depreciate all the time, and studies show that as soon as you drive that car off the lot, it depreciates immediately. And within 3 years, there will be no profit left of that vehicle. So any money that you put in after 3 years is pretty much you're putting it in just to drive it, and for no real trade-in value there, no real profit there. You're just going to be putting money into the now used vehicle. And also, I want to say that the next main thing is, of course, the most obvious is affordability. If you get your used vehicle from a private dealer, chances are, well, of course, you won't have any monthly payments, especially if you buy it outright. But there also are choices to buy from the dealership for low or very extremely low or no monthly payments at all, especially if you buy it outright, like I said earlier. And as far as insurance, you have an option here with buying when you get a used vehicle on whether you want liability only or full coverage. And the difference of the two is extreme. And you're able to get the liability only and save yourself a whole lot more money. Now, when I wrote down the calculations, and I'm going to go through these calculations with you of just how much money you will be saving by getting a used vehicle rather than having that new vehicle. Now, say the average person has a car payment of $300 plus per month. Okay, with monthly insurance of $140 plus per month. So this is, I mean, it could be less than $300 a month if you have extremely incredible credit. You're going to have a lower payment of $300 a month. But the average people have a $300 payment per month plus, and the monthly insurance is going to be $140 plus. So with those two figures of 300 and 140, that equals out to $5,280 a year that you're paying for that new vehicle. Now, say if you buy a used vehicle outright for $3,000, okay, $3,000 minus the $5,280 is $2,280. So right there, you are saving yourself over $2,000 immediately just by getting that new vehicle. Then the yearly cost will be the $5,280 minus your current insurance for your used vehicle, which most likely will be half, say $720. So you take $5,280 minus your insurance of $780, and you're still having a yearly savings of $4,560. That's over $4,500 you're saving yearly alone, just by getting the used vehicle. That's every year you're going to be saving that money. And also, say if you have to make a small investment on having to fix a major part in the vehicle, say to rebuild the transmission costs $2,500. So you're still saving over $2,000 right then and there once you put that bulk of money into rebuilding your transmission. You're still saving money over $2,000 just in that year that you had to put that in, and then the next year you'll still continue to save over $4,000. And maybe you'll need things here and there, but it will not ever add to over $4,000. And if it does, you could always get a couple years down the line, you could always get another $3,000 vehicle, and you'll still save money. And if you think about all these figures, you really start to think about how much money that you will be saving, and what kind of things that you'll be able to do with that money. Like plan a trip. Say you always wanted to go to Disney World. I mean, that's over $4,000 that you have right there sitting there that you were paying for a new car, and now you could go to Disney World, take your kids on that trip that they always wanted to go on. One statistic that I want to share with you is that the Detroit Free Press points out that new car buyers are actually helping out lower used car prices. And a sustained rise, and this is what they state, a sustained rise in new car sales has boosted the supply of late model used cars. Why? Because now there is a fresh new supply of traded in vehicles, and more supply means prices can drop. Obviously, the prices could drop because the supply is in bulk now, and who wouldn't want to join in with the fact that there's going to be a big supply of good condition vehicles for a decent price and affordability. Also, it's a fact that you can get a big, nice SUV fully loaded for the same price that you would pay for a newer, little, tiny, small car. I mean, what would you rather have? A nice big SUV that you could, take the whole family with, and or would you rather have that little car that you could hardly fit anything inside there? Even if you're talking about gas mileage, you could get a little fully loaded vehicle for the same price that you would a little car it has no perks at all. I mean, you have the windows that roll down, probably for the same price, if you even get a really nice vehicle for the new car price that you're going to be paying. And also, a lot of people say that that used cars, they're not that safe and reliable. But if you have AAA, you're gonna have the AAA as a backup to call, as God forbid you break down, and they're there, and chances are that the problem with the vehicle isn't going to be that big of a deal, and especially not as much money as that you're going to be spending with a newer vehicle. And also, you don't have to nitpick about every little thing, especially with a new vehicle. Your kid spills something in the back, you're yelling and screaming about it because, oh, it's your new vehicle. And with a used vehicle, you don't have to worry about those things. It's like, it's already old and used, and I'm sure there's been a couple drinks spilled on it already, so there's a couple scratches on the car. What's a few more? It's just one less thing that you have to worry about. And it's really not worth worrying, getting yourself all worked up, about a vehicle. It really isn't. So now that you know why a used car is better than a new car. What are you planning to do about it? We now know that new vehicles depreciate all the time, and depending on what kind of vehicle you have, some depreciate more than others. We also know that used cars are a lot more affordable than new cars and can last a long time if taken well care of. And lastly, there are a lot more options and better options in opting for a used car than there is with buying a new one. Now, given all this information, this valuable information at that, about saving a lot of money, it's definitely in the long run, what do you plan to do about it? Research is key to anything in life, and especially those that you plan to make a big investment on. And a car is one of the big decisions that you have to make, especially if you want a new one. But just think to yourself before doing so. What will I be able to do with all the money I will save if I just outright buy an older vehicle? Is it really worth buying a new vehicle just because it's new? Or would you rather get a reliable vehicle to get you where you need to go and be able to do a lot more things with the money you're saving? All in all, used is better. And given all of these reasons why, how could anyone refuse? Thank you.